Hello and welcome to my Q&A video, guys. I'm sorry it's taken such a long time to get this video out. I've just been very busy over the last couple of weeks, but now I've finally got some time to get down, edit this video and make a commentary for it. But before I get into this video, I just want to say thank you to everyone who's supported the channel over the last couple of months, especially since F1 2013 has come out. The channel has pretty much exploded since then, and I can't thank you guys enough for the support that you guys have been giving me and continue to do by watching my videos each and every day. So I want to say a massive thank you for that. And before I get into the Q&A, I want to ask you guys a question, and that is what was the reason why you subscribed to my channel, and what video was that video that you first saw of mine? I'd like to know. Just leave it in the comments, and I think that would be a pretty cool thing to see. So moving on to the first question, and that's from Harry Barker, and he says, do you have another channel? And the answer is yes. I believe it's called Ricciardo F1. I made it back in my ARL days because I couldn't actually upload videos longer than 15 minutes on this account originally, but now it's all fine and I haven't used that account in ages. Occasionally I might upload an old montage or something that I used to make back in the day, but other than that the channel is actually pretty inactive. But if you want to go check it out, I'll leave a link to it in the description. So there we go. Moving on to the next question, and that's from ONTQ128. How well do you think Volvo will do in the V8 supercars this year? Not too sure, to be honest. I don't think they'll do too well. Gary Rogers Motorsport, of course, are bringing in a brand new manufacturer, and it's going to take some time to develop the car and make it competitive for each and every race. So I'd give it about halfway through the season before you see them at least getting top 10s. But you never know, I might be wrong. Scott McLaughlin is very quick, and he's a very consistent driver, so we'll see how they go in 2014. Moving on to the next question, it's from Bob Larry, and he says, would you ever think of doing different videos instead of racing? And to be honest, I've thought about it a lot over the last couple of months. To be honest, I actually don't know how you guys would react to me making different videos. I mean, I'm an F1 channel, so I've sort of got to stick to racing videos and F1 videos in general, so not too sure. Let me know in the comments if you guys would like to see videos other than racing. I'd be interested to see what you guys make of that. So I'll make my decision based off of that. So moving on to the next question, and that's from the Wise Man, and he says, have you ever met Arava, Alex Zaffro, Matty and Noble face to face? And the answer is no, unfortunately, because they live the other side of the world, and it's just impossible for me to go and see them, both financially and just practically, because obviously they live on the other side of the world. But if I ever got the opportunity to go over to the United Kingdom, I'd definitely do it. I really want to meet those guys. It'd be an absolute laugh to just go and meet them and make a few videos together. That'd just be absolutely awesome. But one day I would love to go to the UK, but we'll see what happens. Moving on to the next question is from Daniel Brennan, and he says, my question is, which team in F1 at the moment looks most promising for the 2014 season? Now, I'm not too sure, to be honest. I think it's going to come down to who makes the most powerful and reliable engine for this year. So I think it's going to be between Mercedes and Red Bull. Renault, of course, don't have the best engines. They're not seen as strong as maybe a Ferrari or a Mercedes engine, but you never know, they might be reliable. But to be honest, I actually can't call it. It's just too early in the season, and there's just too many changes going on with F1 at the moment that it's just impossible to predict who's going to be quick this year. It could even be Caterham or Marussia, to be honest. We just don't know. So if I had to make an educated guess, I'd probably say Mercedes as just a stab in the dark, but you know, I could be completely wrong on that, but we'll see how we go at the end of 2014 then. Next question is from Anton the Beast HD, and he says, congrats mate, well deserved. What's your goal for 2014? To be honest, my goal for 2014 is just to put out as many high quality videos as I can, and just to keep you guys interested and watching my videos. That's pretty much it, really. So moving on to the next question is from Mr. Cool, the minigame expert. He says, if you're alone in a forest and fruit falls from the ground, then how many pickles does it take to eradicate a flock of angry Pokemon? But I'm not done yet. After you do so, you get challenged to a dance contest by Bigfoot and lose. How many lollipops do you give his wife to please him? To be honest, I'd give his wife as many lollipops as she needed, just so that I wouldn't die, because that would not be a nice way to die. There we go. Next question is from Rowan Berry, and what racing wheel do you use or recommend? Now at the moment I'm using the Madcatz MC2, and the Fanatec CSR wheel. At the moment, I'm starting to really like my Fanatec wheel, so I'd probably recommend that. It's probably one of the best wheels you can get on the market. It's a bit expensive at the moment, but it does work on all platforms except for the Xbox One, so that's one minor downside, but it is compatible with a lot of systems, so that's one positive, and I'd pretty much recommend it to anyone who's looking at getting a wheel if they have the money. Now, next up is from Don Silva, and he says, are you going to rejoin the ARL? And I've thought about this a lot recently, but I don't think it's just worth going back into league racing, especially the ARL when it's done at like 5 in the morning my time, and the lag on F1 is still really bad at the moment. It's just not really worth the effort anymore. So one day, if the lag is perfect and I feel motivated to do it, then I might come back to the ARL. You never know. Next question is from FIFA Fail HD, and he says, how do you record your gameplay? I use the Elgato Game Capture. It works on PC, PS3, Xbox One, pretty much all the platforms, I think. So it's a pretty handy device, and from what most people have said in the YouTube industry, they say it's the best capture card to get on the market. So I'd recommend that. Next question is from Andelko Kozaric. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name there, but he says, who is your favorite F1 YouTuber? Now, I probably have to put this one down to Arava. He makes a lot of good YouTube videos, very high quality. He's a Stegler for quality, and he makes some good funny videos too. So I recommend you go check him out. Sorry, I'll probably leave a link to his channel in the description as well. Next question is from Mashiat Cod 99, and he says, which is your single favorite F1 race ever? And that would probably be Canada 2011, because that race just had a lot of everything. It was just a fantastic race, and it just ended fantastically as well. So I'd say that one. Next question, Matthew Warner, and he says, who is your favorite Formula 1 driver? And I can't pick one driver. It comes down to Fernando Alonso and Daniel Ricciardo, which is a bit weird because the two drivers aren't really linked in any way. I just like Fernando Alonso for his driving style, and Daniel Ricciardo obviously because he's Australian. Next question comes in from Chain Reactions, and he says, do you play or watch anything else other than Motorsport? And yeah, I play a bit of Call of Duty, Grand Theft Auto, FIFA, but on the overall games perspective, I really don't play that much. The only time I really go on Xbox is to really just record F1 gameplay, and that's pretty much it for the most part. So yeah. Next question is from, I'm not going to say that name, but he says, what is your favourite motorsport series apart from F1? Things like V8 Supercars, MotoGP, NASCAR, etc. Yep, you pretty much hit the nail on the head there. Apart from F1, I just watch V8 Supercars, I think, in terms of just motorsport. Other than that, I really don't watch any other motorsport series. I see NASCAR whenever it's on in the middle of the night, Australian time, and I watch MotoGP occasionally if there's nothing else really on, but MotoGP and NASCAR are fairly good series. It's just I never really follow them that closely to know when they're actually on, so yeah. Next question is from Juan Daniel, and he says, what's your favourite circuit? And it has to be Monaco. The favourite circuit, it just gets me excited every time I race around there, or even do a commentary. You can tell whenever I do a video around that track, I just get extra excited for that. So yeah, Monaco, it has to be every time. Alright, so next question comes in from Full Throttle 2, and he asks, how do you put copyright music in your videos and not get picked up for copyright? And the answer to that is I use two YouTube channels that make copyright-free music exclusively. I think they're called No Copyright Sounds and Best Rock No Copyright. So I'll leave the links to those channels in the description, and that's pretty much where I get all my music from. Another good place to use is Audio Micro. If you're an RPM member, you can use that website for free, and you get a whole database worth of songs to use in your videos. So yeah, I'll leave the links to all those things in the description. Next question comes in from 1997 Jan Kushev, and he says, how do you get as good as you are using a wheel on your lap? How much better do you want to get, and who is responsible for your interest in F1? Now, firstly, I had to get used to the wheel on my lap just through practice. It was very awkward at the start, but after I got used to it and got a feel for it, it became second nature pretty much. And I want to get as fast as possible, really. Who wants to be slow, honestly? But and finally, who is responsible for my interest in F1? I think My dad got me into F1 around 2010. He was telling me about the prospects of Mark Webber and just how well he was going, and I took notice. I was already a motorsport fan, and just after that I watched a few F1 races in 2010, and I've been hooked ever since, really. So there you go. Next question comes in from F1 Petrolhead, and he says, how did you get your channel as big as you did, and what did you do at first to get subs? Now, when I first started YouTube, I got into league racing, and I was with ARL, and that was the reason why I got my YouTube channel in the first place, just to upload league race videos. So I posted on the forums there, and before you knew it, I had about 160 subs. But my channel really didn't start to grow until I started to upload F1 2012 setup videos. So yeah, really, if you want to start growing early on, you've just got to upload consistently and upload videos that people want to watch, really, because that's why people subscribe, because they want to see more videos. So if you can provide something that's entertaining or funny or informative, because that's the reason why subscribers subscribe, because they want to see more of your videos. So you've got to offer them something that they want to watch and want to come back for, and before you know it, you'll be growing like crazy. Alright, so the next question comes in from Alex Moses, and he says, how many races do you think it will take Daniel Ricciardo to get his first podium and first race win? Now, Daniel Ricciardo was pretty impressive last year in 2013 in that Toro Rosso, which is pretty average, getting a few flash-in-the-pan results. But in a Red Bull and a much more competitive car, I think he'll get his first podium by Malaysia or China. In terms of first race win, it might take him halfway through the season, I think. But Daniel Ricciardo is a very quick driver. He's a proven qualifier. He's very good in qualifying, so I think he'll set himself up well for the races. But I don't think in terms of race pace he has it to match it with the best in F1 as of yet. May take some time to develop, but you never know with the reliability and the luck. This year he might get his first race win and first podium sooner than what most people think. So I'm going to look forward to how well he does in 2014, that's for sure. Next question comes in from Elliot, and he says, will he be doing F1 2013 online sprints on the PC? Yes, I will be. I'll be doing a few open lobbies and stuff. I'll also be doing a few more open lobbies on PS3 and Xbox 360. I'll make a few videos out of that. I'm not too sure if I'll do a montage or just regular videos with commentary. So let me know what you want me to do with that, and I'll definitely get on to doing some more open lobbies very soon. Next question comes in from Filipos Moxidis, and he says, you should start playing Need for Speed Rivals, and if you want to, you could upload the career mode. Possibly. I've not played a Need for Speed game in a long time. I do enjoy the series, so if I did get Need for Speed and I enjoyed it, then maybe I might upload a few videos, you never know. Next question comes in from James Thompson, and he says, first question, I just want to start trying F1 without assists, but I'm struggling. Any advice you can give me to help? Pretty much you just have to practice, just get used to without assists, just take it easy, be very patient when you first turn off all the assists. I know it's easy to get frustrated by making mistakes and stuff, but just try and forget about how fast you were and try and ignore the lap times and stuff, and just try and stroke together 10 laps at a time, 5 laps at a time. Just build up your momentum, and then after a while you'll find that you'll stop making mistakes and you'll be actually a little bit faster than what you were before while using assists. So it's a funny game, F1, but once you turn off all the assists, I think the experience is a lot more enjoyable. But the second question is, do you have or have you ever done real life racing? No, apart from go-karts, I haven't done anything. I've done a few hours on go-karts, but that's pretty much it. Most of my online or my racing experience comes from F1 games and Codemasters games, which sounds pretty sad, but it's taught me a lot in terms of racecraft and improving my speed, which I think would be converted into real life racing, but it doesn't really compare, does it? So I'd love to do some real life racing sometime down the line, but motorsport is a very expensive thing to get into, unfortunately. Next question comes in from Jezag97, and he says, how much did you pay your mum to make 20,000 YouTube accounts? Real question, what tips do you give to drivers who want to be better? Yeah, I had to pay my mum a lot of money. She took work off for 6 years. Nah, I'm kidding. I don't know how I've got so many subscribers, to be honest. It's just crazy. I really don't know how I was able to grow so quickly and so fast over a short space of time, but I'm grateful for every one of you people who subscribe and watch my videos every day. It's just amazing. But back to the real question, and he says, yeah, what tips would you give to drivers who want to be better? Yeah, just practice, I suppose. Have the right setup. So I've got some setup videos on my channel. You can have a look at those, and they do help. But one big help as well is to look at people who are quick in the game. Like, look at Noble 2909. Look at the way he drives and his lines, and just listen to his throttle inputs and stuff, and his braking markers, and just compare that with your own driving. And it really helps if you've got a capture card and you can line up the footage side by side and just compare. So that's one good way that ARL drivers learn to improve themselves. They find that once they join the league, they compare themselves to other drivers who are top of the league. They soon improve quickly because they learn where they're making their mistakes and where they can find time. So yeah, I'd pretty much suggest that, but overall it just comes down to practice and learning what works out best with this driving game and this handling model pretty much. So yeah. Next question comes in from Niall Baker, and he says, where do you live in Australia and what other sports do you like apart from cricket and F1? Do you like soccer, and what club do you like? Well, I'm from Brisbane, which is in Queensland on the east side of Australia, so that's where I live. In terms of other sports, I like soccer, tennis, and V8 supercars, I suppose. But in terms of my favourite club, Brisbane Roar, which is my local club. In terms of clubs in the Premier League, I like Arsenal, Newcastle United, and Liverpool. So there you go. Next question comes in from 8xmillsy8, and he says, do you think that a team will dominate F1 next year, such as Red Bull, who have for the past few years, with the real changes in 2014? If so, what teams do you think will be the most competitive? Well, at the moment, Mercedes is looking to be very competitive for 2014. We've only had the first test so far in Jerez, which is not going to be the ultimate trendsetter for the rest of the season, but so far they have been the most reliable and they've been quick too, so that's going to be a pretty dangerous combination this year. Reliability is going to be a big talking point, and Red Bull certainly are not up to scratch so far, so if they don't sort out their issues before Bahrain or even before the first round in the Australian Grand Prix, then Red Bull are up for a tough year. So at this stage I can't really see Red Bull being a championship what am I saying? They will be a championship contender, but I think if they lose the championship, it's going to be down to poor reliability. So we'll just see how it goes. I think 2014 is going to be a very interesting year. Next question comes in from Rick, and he says, do you prefer F1 2012 or F1 2013? Now, I prefer F1 2013 because the offline single player mode of the game is very good. The AI like to race you quite a lot, and the strategy is there with the tyre scaling, which is good to see. But F1 2012 wasn't that good, to be honest. It was actually pretty boring. F1 2013 is a big step up despite the lag problems online, but Codemasters are working on a fix for that. So if they can fix up the online, then F1 2013 will be the best game that Codemasters have made so far. Next question comes in from Starks HD, and he says, what do you enjoy about iRacing the most? And have you ever been to an F1 race or any motorsport event in general? I enjoy iRacing because it's a good challenge. It's a simulation, it's not a game. So all the aspects of driving are pretty much matched up in this online experience. I like it because it's so different to F1. It's just got so many different features for it, and the online is so good. You can race people wheel to wheel, and there's just so many different factors and just different features that F1 doesn't have. So it's a nice change up, and I really enjoy doing iRacing. I might do a few videos on it in the future, you never know. But in terms of being to an F1 race, I haven't actually been to an F1 race, unfortunately. That's something I'd like to do in the next year or so. So maybe I might go to Melbourne or even Singapore. I've even been thinking about, which is pretty close to Australia. So yeah, unfortunately no F1 races for me, but I've been to a lot of V8 supercar races. I've seen, I think, the A1 GP as well. I've seen IndyCar when they were at the Gold Coast as well. So I've seen quite a few motorsport series, but unfortunately I haven't seen the big one, which is Formula 1. So one day it'll happen. I just hope it comes sooner rather than later. Alright, next question comes in from Bradley Boyer, and he says, I'm not PewDiePie, Ben 2014. Thanks for the question, Brad. You're very observant, aren't you? Next question comes in from Josh the Meerkat, and he says, can you see yourself becoming bigger than Into the Barrier? Now, I'm not too sure, to be honest. He is on a bit of a break, so he's a bit inactive, so if I continue to grow, then maybe I might be able to surpass him. But whether I deserve to surpass him, then that's a different question, because he's a legend of the community, and I think he deserves to have a lot more subscribers than he does. So if it were up to me, I'd probably prefer not to have more subscribers than Scott. So next question comes in from Killswitch979, and he says, why did you start posting videos on YouTube? Basically, I said that before, just to get into ARL and to post my league race videos. Would you post a race with face cam? Yeah, eventually, if I got a webcam and it was good quality and stuff, I'll look into doing that in the future possibly. And thirdly, do you also play other games beside racing games? And yeah, I said that before with Grand Theft Auto, Call of Duty, FIFA, etc. So next question comes in from BL Designs, and he says, one more thing, what was your best YouTube moment and why? Well, my best moment on the whole of making YouTube videos, it has to be this moment. Massa's 8/10ths back, unless he's got a whole lot of curves, I don't think he's going to pass us, and we're finally going to win a championship in a HRT. Can you believe it? This is just outstanding. Coming up to the line, and we won the freaking championship. Get in there. Next question comes in from I Hate Cheese, and he says, do you even lift, bro? For serious, what's your opinion on the movie Rush? Well, I saw Rush just a couple of weeks ago, and it was an amazing film. It just captured the rivalry between James Hunt and Niki Lauda just brilliantly, and it really put you in the perspective of someone who was in the 1970s in Formula 1. Such a dangerous sport back then, but I'm glad to see how far F1 has come since those days. But just a brilliant movie, and so was Senna. Both the F1 films that I've seen so far have just been amazing. Next question comes in from Tom Bryan, and he says, if you could be any F1 driver past or present, who would you be and why? Well, I'd have to be Vettel. At the moment, he's enjoying so much success in F1 at the moment, 4 World Drivers' Championships. He's got a great team around him, and he's just loving the amount of form he's having at the moment. So I'd have to be Vettel. But second question, what is your best advice for anyone who wants to start their own F1 channel? Basically, just have fun with it, really. Upload as many videos as you can, be consistent, keep plugging away, be patient, don't get too frustrated if you don't think things are going your way, or if things aren't going as you planned. Just have fun with it, keep grinding away, and then eventually people will take notice. Next question comes in from FPS Yorkshire, and he says, can I get a mention? Nope. Next question, congrats on 20k, what's your favourite food? Now, my favourite food has to be Subway. Next question is, who's likely to become F1 champion in 2014, and who would you like to become champion? Different answers. Now, I'd love Fernando Alonso to become champion this year. He's been fighting hard the last couple of years, but unfortunately, I think Vettel will win it this time around again. Red Bull have just been so quick over the last couple of years, and I don't really see that changing. Despite the reliability, I think my mind is telling me that Seb will win it this year. Next question comes in, and it says, what is your racing wheel? I use the Fanatec CSR, and I also have a Madcatz MC2, which I'm not using as much on Xbox. Next question comes in from Callum McKenzie. How old am I? I'm 21. Boobs or bums? Both. Afnino, how is the Xbox One? I don't want to talk about it. Tremus, what is your favourite shape? Circle. Alright, so now we've finally dragged ourselves to the final question, and that's from Arava. He's written an absolute Bible here, so I'll go ahead and read it out for you now. Ben, although me and the rest of the banter crew may joke about your hacks, is it quite possibly quite astonishing how fast you have grown? Well deserved. Two questions from me. One, how did you do it? Like, seriously, what magic was it? And two, do you see this becoming a real thing you do for the next few years if YouTube stays around, or is it something fun on the side? And if so, on the side of what? Now, the first question, he's asking, how did I do it? How did I grow after F1 2013? Well, before it came out, I did my research. I had a look at what videos were successful in the past in terms of the F1 franchise. And I pretty much planned out all the videos that I was going to make in the first 2 weeks. And luckily enough, I was able to get out pretty much all those videos. I didn't focus on Classic Edition or even the Scenario Mode, as I knew that those game modes weren't really going to be popular. So I focused on things that were going to be the most successful, and I flourished, I think. But the second question, do you see this becoming a real thing for the next few years if YouTube stays around? Possibly, if I continue to grow. I think For me to do YouTube full time, I think I need to be at about 80,000 to 100,000 subscribers at least, based on my current stats and views and whatnot. So I'm currently doing my uni degree at the moment. I'm in my final year. So if things go well with that, I'll be doing my accountancy job possibly next year. So it's a bit line ball as to what I'm going to do next year, whether it's YouTube or accountancy or both really. But yeah, I'll continue to make YouTube videos for a long time to come. You guys don't need to worry about that. But whether it becomes full time or not YouTube, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how the growth is in 2014. And if the channel is big enough and you guys are watching each and every day, then I don't see why I can't continue to make YouTube videos for the next couple of years. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this Q&A. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I want to thank each and every one of you who have sent in a question, and just thank everyone who's been watching my videos over the last few months and continuing to support the channel. So I can't thank you guys enough for that. Once again, thanks for everyone for sending in the questions, and also if you didn't hear it before, just let me know why you subscribed to my channel and what video of mine was the first video that you saw. So let me know in the comments, and I look forward to reading all of those, and I'll try and respond to as many of those as possible. So thanks for watching this video if you've stuck around to the very end. Until my next video guys, I'll see you next time.